As we move on here to 2.13, reading keyboard input, this is one of those places where I have found it is easiest for you as a beginning developer to simply memorize how this goes rather than try to work your way through the logic that got us here. So what I'll tell you is we need the system.in. We've already seen system.out when we are putting things into the buffer for the output window. And those are things that we output. So if we need to input from a user or if we input from a file, we need system.in. So here's the part that, frankly, I think it's best if you just memorize. Scanner is what we need to be able to read something from the keyboard. A scanner has to sit there because you and I move so incredibly slowly in comparison to what even a low power machine can do. So a scanner has to sit there and go like, I'm waiting for you to enter something in from the keyboard. Keyboard is what we're going to name the scanner object, equals new scanner, and then inside of the parens system.in. Don't do anything other than memorize this because you're not going to change like the variable name here. You don't get to change for the most part what happens over here on the right hand side of the operand. So just know that scanner keyboard creates a variable called keyboard of the scanner type, and here on the right hand side, this is everything you need in order to get something from either a user or from a file. So as we continue on down here, I'm going to just ignore that part, honestly. I mean, read through it, but just memorize what is happening here with this line on page 86. It's really the safest way to get through this. So when we are dealing with a scanner object, so number equals keyboard.next int. What we're saying here is store into number, and number is an integer, from the keyboard the next integer that is entered. So we are waiting for the keyboard to, somebody to hit the number 5. And then that operand is going to be saved back here into number. We will see a host of examples of this in the live code with our replit stuff after the chapter material here. However, let me tell you that, see that next int part here? This changes based on the variable type that you are expecting. So if you're expecting a byte, so remember a very small integer, it's keyboard.nextByte. If you're expecting a double, it's keyboard.nextDouble. A float, keyboard.nextFloat. Next int, we've seen that again. If we are expecting an entire line, so like a string would be next line, or if we're looking at a piece of data from a file, that's where you would see next line here as well. So we'll see this and you'll get the hang of it. Frankly, this is the one place where Java acts really weird, is with this, the getting keyboard input. Just remember, it's keyboard.next and then whatever the variable type you're expecting. So next byte, next double, next float, next int, next line if you're working with strings. And for the most part, this is all you have to remember, or copy and paste from one project to the next. Scanner keyboard equals new scanner system.in. That's it. That's how we get values from a keyboard. That's how you interact with a user. And it really does. It becomes second nature faster than you think it will.